Welcome back. Glad you're trying to stick the course on this one. You're probably wondering about the editing tools. We didn't do any smoothing on this route at all, and the question it begs is, well, how does smoothing work when you're on a graph? And the answer is, hey, it's a little bit complicated, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to try and break this down into some small chunks. So I'm going to just come back into graph mode and explain firstly how to edit curves on a single edge. So for example, here's a little bit of a curve down here that I might want to change the smoothing on because it's got a bit of a break in the middle. That's going to be quite unpleasant to write. So first thing I could do is simply drop a marker there and then move the orange pointer to the other side of the area, and I can apply editing tools, but I need to be careful which tools I use here. No, I don't. I can use most of the tools here. I could just straighten that section, a bit boring. I could use centroid averaging, not bad. I could use Bezier approximation, not bad, but probably not what I wanted. So I think perhaps what we'll do here, just for the sake of simplicity, is use centroid averaging because it takes away that awkward kink. Now I can apply that technique up to and not including the end nodes. So I could move the marker to here, which is all the way over here. So that entire western, northern and substantial part of the eastern boundary of the park I could simplify just with one click, and you can see it coming inwards a bit there. And that's a fairly crude way of going about things, but it serves for the purpose. The inner circle looks a bit rough, so let's try and use the classic bend smoother. So here again I will drop the marker and advance the orange marker around to the other side. And sorry, I should be doing this with the bend smoother open so we can see what, if anything, it is suggesting. And that's a fairly nice circle. So we've turned the inner circle into an actual circle, or part of it. Now I can't do the whole circle at once. I'll show you what happens if I try. Of course, we don't go around the circle there, you see, so it's difficult to find the other part of the circle. Let's satisfy ourselves by doing a partial job and do the other part of the circle separately. So you have to be very careful which way you go because you can easily lose track of which the direction it was originally. Nevertheless, that's editing of a single edge using some of the classic tools such as centroid averaging, Bezier, or bend smoother, or straighten, or nudge, and they will all work. And let's just demonstrate the nudge because sometimes that's sufficient, and that's all fine as long as I stay in between two adjacent red nodes. That should not cause any problems. And then when I finish editing those sections, when I go back into the graph and I convert from a graph, if I'm doing multiple transitions of that same loop, they will all benefit from that smoothing. So I do the smoothing once and then I ride the road section several times. Voila. In fact, while we're there, let's go back into graph mode and see, can we do anything about this particular corner here? And the answer is probably not, because that node is a bit fixed. So in this particular situation, it's actually better to leave the smoothing until you've finished working in graph mode, and then go back and tidy up that particular section afterwards. So it's a little bit inflexible in that regard, I suppose, but yeah, it's free.